Welcome, Aquarius. Surprise! I'm doing a surprise bonus love reading for you all today, and I am showing you in my video. You are looking at what is directly in front of me. It is a beautiful blue sky with with the wind sweeping through the tops of some beautiful green trees. You may occasionally see a fire or an airplane or a bird or any other kind of flying species. I hope you enjoy that view. Just thought I'd bring you all out with me today and see if we can get some answers. I was drawn to do these because I feel like there are people who need an answer. They need some clarity, some insight into a situation they are in, and we're going to find out what that is, and I'm going to give you that clarity right now. So we're going to find out what the heart of the matter is here, and then from there we're going to get our direction, our insight, our clarity, our advice, whatever you want to call it, depending on the situation. Okay, I've got some cards coming out. We've got the Reminisce card. We've got Cloud 9. How about that? Do you see any clouds up there? It looks so clear. There's a couple of clouds to the left of the screen there where you're looking, and I don't think they're within view for you, but man, what a beautiful sky. Okay, Cloud 9, Reminisce. Let's see what else we come up with here. Blue sky. Beautiful trees, beautiful life, right? Okay, I've got realization. Okay, you are Aquarius. You're thinking back on something. You're thinking back. You're looking back onto something that's nostalgic for you, something that was in the past, still is in the past. You're thinking about it and remembering how you felt in that situation with that person, and it feels like you just remember being so completely in love with somebody, but realizing that it was not what you thought it was. You had a realization. You realized a few things that made you feel like it wasn't what was being portrayed to you. Let me get one more card here before we lock that in. Okay, reluctance. You were being reluctant in the past when you had this person who you thought was the absolute one for you. You were hesitant, reluctant. Okay. But you knew they were the one for you. Something happened though. Something happened that made you change your mind. And the change card came out. I wish you could see that. Okay, so this person from your past, you changed your mind before you let yourself go all in here. Should you have changed your mind? Is it haunting you? It's haunting you, isn't it? Drama? Okay. There was drama involved here. Okay, I've got Reminisce, Cloud 9, Realization, Reluctance, Change, and Drama. So you were all in with this person. You were in love with this person. You saw them in your mind. You saw them for the rest of your life being the one for you, happily ever after, the fairy tale, all of that. And then something happened and you realized that you weren't seeing everything the way it truly was. You weren't seeing things for what they truly were. And so you changed your mind about this person. There was drama involved here, so there was somebody else in the picture. Was it drama? It could have been someone in their ear, someone who is close to them, who was in their ear telling them what this person is, that was in their ear could have been telling them things to kind of try to get them to think less of you, or someone was doing this to you, someone close to them, still someone who's close to them telling you things to make you think less of that person. And there's the deceit card. Okay, Aquarius, that's all the cards I need to pull from this deck. Someone was not being true, honest, forthright with truth when they were telling you things about this person. And this threw you off balance because this person that was telling you these things was close to the person that you were in love with. I mean, this could have been a friend, a sibling, a parent, whatever, but they were close to your person, and that's why you felt that you needed to heed that warning. They were giving you information that would, cause you to back up, take steps backward and get away from that person. And it could have been because they wanted you to not be in that person's life, because maybe they were jealous of the way they loved you. I know that sounds ridiculous, but you have no idea. If you don't know that can happen more often than you realize, you do now. Let's get your words of wisdom cards. Let me shuffle this deck one more time for you before we pull a card. That's horrible, Aquarius. So you're crazy about somebody, and someone they love, someone who's dear to them, is telling you a bunch of crap, and I feel like it was back and forth. Like this person was the one who made all the attempts to contact you. They would contact you and tell you things, and then they'd throw in a couple of zingers about your person that caused you to back off. And sometimes they would throw in a couple of things that in some conversations they would just, place the person on a pedestal and talk about them so highly that it was just spectacular. But what they were doing was causing you to become unbalanced. They were knocking you off balance on purpose. And this person thought you didn't know what they were doing, and I'm pretty sure you realized what they were doing. I mean, one day you talk to the person, they're pursuing you, you don't call them, they call you, and the person's loved one I'm talking about. And this person will tell you wonderful things about them, and then the next time you talk, they're slamming them in every direction. So it threw you off balance, and you don't even know what the truth is. It threw you so far off balance that you said, you know what, this is weird, because if this kind of relationship is what they have with one another, I don't even want to know how mine's going to turn out if I get involved with this person. So I feel kind of like you're just second guessing everything. There's your card, and it says wake up. So It says wake up. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but there is a young father here with two very small children, and the father's walking the looks like maybe a 1-year-old to the car, and looks like maybe a 2-year-old, 3-year-old behind them, and she's carrying this great big dump truck, and she's trying so hard to see around this dump truck. I mean, this thing is almost as big as her. She's trying to see around it so she can walk up. There's a little bit of a hill, a little bit of an incline here in this beautiful grassy area here. And she's trying really hard, and she drops the dump truck. And then she finally picks it up again, gets it all situated. She's hugging it really tight and trying to see around it. And she's got little sandals on, so it's not real easy for her to get good traction. And she's just climbing up the hill, up this little grassy hill, and she made it to the top. And then she looked over here at me and smiled. So sometimes things can get really tough, really difficult, and it looks like you can't survive it, or you can't get through it. And 99.999% of the time, Aquarius, all you've got to do is try. All you've got to do is try, and you can do it. That is an unrelated matter for you. You're kind of getting another little bit of advice and insight here in this reading that I'm doing for you. I've stopped shuffling. I'm focused here. You just need to try again, whatever that other thing is on your mind. Whatever that other thing is that is on your mind that you're not sure about yet, you're not sure what to do, you're being told to try again. That little girl, she was so little. She had a little tiny sundress on, little tiny sandals, and her hair was up, and there were curls hanging down, and she was doing everything she could do and carrying on. She dropped that truck and stopped and looked up, like she realized her daddy was so far away that, being as small as she is, it would have looked like he was a mile away from her. And she didn't cry or yell for her daddy. She just said, well, I can do this. I'm going to have to pick this up myself. And did. And she carried that truck all the way, that toy Tonka truck. You know how big they are. Great big plastic huge Tonka truck. It's half as big as this little girl was. And she carried it up the hill all the way to her daddy's trunk where he was loading up everything. And she did it. She accomplished it. And I'm pretty sure he did that on purpose. Because this guy is so attentive to these two kids when he's at this place. He is so attentive. I mean, this is what he does. Every day he brings his kids to this park and sets up this big these tubes of things where they can climb through them and play and jump around and enjoy the beautiful weather. And I mean, he goes to this trouble every single day, so he has to unload all this stuff, put it all together, lug everything out there, put it all together, including these two little girls. And he lets them play. And you know, little girls, they'll play hard for, I don't know, what, 20 minutes, and then they're just tuckered out. They're worn completely out because it's hot, and they're playing they're jumping and running and just having such a good time. They feel like it was, you know, the best day ever. And then he has to pack all this stuff up and lug it up here, back up the hill to the car. Now that right there, what I just told you is dedication. That is grit right there. That is love. He's not worried about who knows he brought the girls here. He's not worried about how long he keeps them here. He lets them play till they get pooped out. And then they go home. So there's a message there for you about to not give up on something. There's something that you're doing, thinking of doing. Don't give up. You keep trying. Try again. If it's something you truly want to accomplish, you need to keep trying. And you've got the grit to do it. You've got the grit that all people don't have that, Aquarius. Everybody doesn't have that, where they're not defeated. Someone else would be defeated in your situation, but you're not. You're just trying to figure out your next angle. What angle am I going to go at it this next time? And you keep thinking that way because that's the way it works. That's why it's going to work for you. Okay, there's an answer to another question you had, Aquarius. Now I'm going to get back to your love reading. We've got one more card to pull here. You have been, you've pulled the card Wake Up in this love reading. And I feel like you did, but this is just verification of that. This is just showing you that you feeling like you've had an epiphany type moment, like an aha. That's what that person was up to. They were trying to turn me against my person so that I would back off and not take them away from them. And I feel like this is a parent, a sibling, a friend, somebody like that. It was not another love interest. This person that you were talking to, you know who it is because it's you. You were the one on the phone. It may have been their mother. I feel like it's a mother. Okay, so at this point, you don't even know what was true and what was made up or exaggerated or from 20 years ago, or was this recent? That's what this thing that they were telling you. And I mean, there were so many things they were telling you. This could be a very long reading, so we're going to have to cut it. Let me pull one more card for you. There it is. Look. You got Wake Up and Look. Okay, so that means you need to, if you want to find this out, and if it means enough to you that you want to check into this, you're being asked to look into the situation, find out what it is you need to find out. You know how to do that. You're good at that. You are also probably psychic and already know the answer before you ask somebody a question. So if you go at this at a different angle and were to ask this person who was trying to deter you from your love interest, if you go at it at the angle of asking them questions, you could catch them in 950 lies probably. And it's not that they were just blatantly trying to lie to you. They were trying, their objective was to get you off the trail of their person, because they did not want this person with you for whatever reason, and you probably know that reason, and if not, you will, because I feel psychic energy, and you're going to know the answers by talking to this person and asking them the questions. You're reversing the roles on them. They're not going to be questioning you or filling your head with things to cause confusion. You're going to be questioning them and filling their head with things to cause confusion. And that's just an angle you can take if this person means enough to you where you want to even go down that road. So there you go, Aquarius. I hope it helped you in some way. Take care and enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back with another reading as soon as I can.